All right, welcome to the Dark Orchestra. Grab your coffees, grab your energy drink, come on in. Grab your violin, your barbell. Enter the midnight train. And let's venture off into the unknown. For this podcast has no script. I have zero idea what I'm going to talk about. Zero. I don't even have an idea. And that's how I like it. I start off by saying hi. Cheers as I drink my black coffee here. Let me take a sip real quick. Very good. I look at the skeleton in front of me. I look at the chat board and I see Andrew Wozniak here with me. Andrew, good evening. My friend, my athlete. And so I let the emotions swirl. I let them build. And then we begin. This is how it has always been since 2012. You got to let weightlifting direct you and speak to you and guide you. This is why I'm big on freestyle weightlifting. This is why I'm big on the Penley method of just letting the training flow, letting the training take shape to build its character and its personality per day. You know, do the program, that's the blueprint, but do more. Snatch, clean and jerk, squat, press, drop down. Get some bar work in, work some technique, stay in the gym all day. Be free like Arnold in Pumping Iron, 1977. Lift half naked and just train. Put chalk all over your face, all over your body, and be you. So freedom. Freedom creates bravery. You become a brave weightlifter. And as I'm training on this reclimb on Project 29029, I realize the number one discipline that you must have is bravery. You must be brave. How do we achieve bravery in such an extreme sport? You have to practice lifting heavy often. You have to max out consistently. You have to build a relationship with 90%. 90% should be home base. You should be very consistent with 85, 87%. You should be very consistent with 90%. That's not always the case. It's a tough sport. You're not going to just be cracking 90% off every week. That's not how life works. That's not how weightlifting works. But there's times where you can catch a rhythm where you're like, wow, I'm pretty consistent with 90%. That's a good training training area to be in, you know, if you can ride that for a while. Who knows? Maybe 93, 94%. You must push the heavy lifts. This is what creates bravery. You'll never be brave if you're not pushing the heavies. And if you're pushing the heavies just here and there, I feel nothing. You know, the Tin Man of Oz kicks in sometimes in weightlifting, and you feel these at times pains even. And this is where the rest whispers in your ear, take the day off, go lighter. But this is never the answer. The answer is always max effort. And so, you know, to look at yourself in the mirror on that platform, to face your skeletons and say, even though I'm pretty banged up, even though I'm miserable right now, even though I'm kind of losing my mind doing the same thing every single day, I am going to be brave and I'm going to lift heavy. Because the only way to get braver is practice bravery. And the only way to practice bravery is push heavy lifts. This is why you see so many weightlifters crumble when the meets are not going their way. You know, this is why so many weightlifters are not progressing as they should, because they're not getting consistent with 90%. They're not getting consistent with their minimums to pop their maximums and take advantage of the maximums by attacking the maximums. You're not going to achieve anything if you're not attacking and going for. Your plan sucks, by the way. Excuse my language. It's not good. Try not to cuss. Your plan is not good. Your program is not good. My plan for you in weightlifting is not good. My coaching is not good. My plan, my programming, my philosophy is not good. You have to understand this. It's all a fugazi. It's a fugazi. That's the biggest problem in weightlifting. You're looking for good. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get this good program. I'm going to get this good plan so I could peak perfectly for nationals in a year from now. None of it's good. None of it's good. It all comes down to you relying on your team, trusting your coach, and practicing bravery. How brave can you get? How fearless can you become? This is it. This is the secret for weightlifting. Push the maximums. The program is always the minimum. If you can train all day, train all day. If you can squat more, squat more. If you can double day, double day. If you can train 7 days a week, train 7 days a week. More is always better. You know, Coach Penley always said, if you're on the worst program in the world, which we all are, but you believe in it, you'll be champion. Wow. That's the famous Coach Penley quote. He used to say it every single week. He goes, if you're on the best program in the world, but you don't believe in it, you'll fail. See, it's all becoming fearless. It's all bravery. It's all team. It's all leaning on the people in your corner. It's all about being, happy with where you are, clearing your head and focusing on just the big question is, how hard can I train? How hard can I push? It's the only question you should ever ask yourself. This is why program is always the minimum. I can't stress this enough to you. Whatever your cruddy program is, which it's crud. My program's crud too. It's crud. I'm not giving you enough. I have no magic secret. You take the program that you're on, whoever's listening around the world right now, and you understand that it's the minimum. This is the basic necessity of your training. And then from there you build. That is it. That is it. This is why we trained all day back in the day. This is why I'm training multiple hours every single day. I'm training 7 days a week. I'm 39 years old. Oh, John, you've only been back for a month. You've only been back on the recline for 5 weeks. Don't sit on the microphone and talk smack. Okay. I'll give that to you. I'll give that to you a little bit. But that's why maybe I'm so motivated to prove you wrong and to continue after 21 years to prove the Penley method is right. Which it's really all just mindset. You must be brave. You must go under big lifts when you don't want to. You must go under lifts even if you know you're going to miss. Oh, but John, I see you Clark a lot. Boy, I tell you right now, Clarking is one of the most bravest things you can do. How is that possible, John? How is that possible? Man, because you're trying. You're trying. I'm trying not to cuss right now. That's what I'm trying to do. But you're trying. A Clark is a try. Oh, but try harder. I really am. I'm giving it my max effort to the point where I'm so fatigued, I'm so tired, or I got such a strong mental block in my head I can't even go under. But I do my drop sets and I continue on and I clean it. It's not like I Clark and I'm packing up the bag and walking out of the gym. Oh, done for the day. Mary Poppins says clean up. What's the song? Medicine. I don't think it's Sing While You Work. That's a Disney. What was it, like a cartoon? Medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar, mix them. I think she sang that when they're cleaning. No? I think. Chat board, help me. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go. So you don't just leave the gym after a class. You're not done. You're not done. As Will Hawkinson would say, you're just getting started. So you got to be around killers, baby. I've had this idea. Oh, let me touch base on the hater comment about 5 weeks before I go into my next topic here. See, again, I had no top. I feel it. I'm feeling it right now. Like I want you to do in weightlifting. You know, Jess was talking about how, man, we just, you know, the best way to work technique is just snatch, clean, and jerk at like 50%. You know, I can't tell you, like changing the dynamic start. We used to practice chalking how we approach the barbell. See, when you're spending just hours in the gym per day, all day, you get to have the luxury to do things like that. You have the luxury to be like, how do I chalk? What do I do after I chalk? How do I approach the bar? What do I do before I lean down and touch the bar? What is my dynamic start? When do I activate it? When do I break? What is my pull like? Or are you one of these people pleasers where when you're told what to do, you just do it and, you know, you're not going to try anything else? So these are all things that I want you guys to do. And that's the freedom of weightlifting that I want more weightlifters to have. That's my big push, even to my lifters, is freedom. Freedom creates bravery because you get out of your comfort zone and you're able to lift bigger weight. You're able to push the maxes more. You're able to build the minimums to explode the maximums, as Donnie talks about all the time. You're able to work technique, work speed, all while creating more grit and grind and a strong work mentality. You know, Donnie always talks about the hardest thing about weightlifting is for lifters to learn how to train hard. Nobody knows how to train hard. I've said this on a podcast a few weeks ago. I was getting pretty cocky, but I said, there's not a weightlifter in the world that can out-train me. I'm going to tell you something right now on this microphone as my heart is beating fast right now, and I have maximum adrenaline. I am dead serious. You will not out-train me. I will train sun up to sundown right now at age 39, 21 years under my belt with a beat-up body. And I will out-train you. You will not. I won't take a water break. I won't take a rest. I will go, 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 go. I will eat harder than you. I will go to bed and get good night's sleep. I'll eat a bigger breakfast than you. And I'll do it again. That is the only difference between me and you. I'll just do it more. But nobody wants to hear that. It's too simple. It's like the Bulgarian method. But simplicity is king. Right? The Bulgarian method. Give them all drugs, have them train 7 days a week, all day, until they barely can walk out of the gym and do it all the time and only do the lifts and get really good at the lifts. Boom, you got the best weightlifting team in the world. But. Now, can you do that as a clean athlete? Absolutely. Dave Spitz and Glenn Penley and MASH Mafia and Cow Strength, Muscle Driver, we all proved that. Are we going to max as much as they did, the Bulgarians, back in the day? Of course not. But that's a whole different podcast. We can talk about that programming some other time. But my point is, when I signed on the dotted line in 2019, I was no spring chicken. I signed with USAW. I signed with USADA. I came out of retirement, got drug tested like crazy, had the sit-down meeting with USAW, all these things. I trained 7 days a week, all day, crushed weightlifting meets, crushed local meets, won gold medals, broke records, local records, did very well. was top 10 in the country, went to nationals, had a great meet. Shout out to Will Hawkinson, who coached me, with Rob Earworker, Michelle Hunsenberger. And then I continued that through 2020. So we're going to do the same thing now, but we're going to continue to climb, and we're going to do it longer than that. So the proof is in the pudding. The talk has blood behind it. And we're going to continue to climb. Project 29029. You know, I had this idea. I'd love to pay 4 athletes. I don't know why, but in my mind it's 4. $1,000 a month to train with me 7 days a week. $1,000 a month, you know, you room up with somebody, you're paying a few $100s a month for a bed, a studio apartment. You got a ghetto ass apartment, which is like, $800. You get 3 roommates, you're paying like, bad at math, 246, $250 a piece. So you're paying a few $100s a month for rent. You got some cell phone bill. You got, you need to eat. You got a car. You got some gas money. Okay, $1,000. Let me tell you something. You could live as a full-time professional weightlifter with $1,000 a month. Not even. I did it with way less than that. But I think $1,000 is good. And on top of that, I will pay for your meet travel, room and board, and competitions. Let's just say 3 meets a year. And I'm dead serious. I'm talking to a few people. I have this idea. I'm talking to a few companies. Basically kind of going the muscle driver approach. Paying athletes to train all day and go out there and basically just dominate USA weightlifting. Just do exactly what Glenn did with us at Cal Strength and Muscle Driver. Get them out here in person, train them up, have them compete, and have them dominate the sport. And have a full-on Attitude Nation professional weightlifting team. And that's it. I'm working on that right now. The funny thing is that as I sit here and talk about it, which it's in progress, it's very exciting. I'm talking to a few people. There's some ideas being put out there. I think I could pull this off. I really do. But here's the funny part, is that if I can pull this off mathematically with the company, I can't pay that out of my own pocket, of course. I mean, I could pay some, I could help, but I'm going to need financial backing, and that's what I'm working on. But if I can pull this off, I sometimes ask myself, who would actually do it? Who would actually take me up on this? Now, of course, I'd be picky with who I choose. I'd look for somebody who is athletically gifted, who has potential. I don't care what your numbers are. I don't give a rat's tushy what you're lifting. That means nothing to me. What everyone's lifting right now is still light compared to what you're capable. I know what everyone's capable of. I'm looking at the chat board right now. I'm looking at my own team. I'm looking at other lifters in the country, lifters around the world. I was telling Sleepy this on his own video when I was doing the podcasts, which, by the way, shout out to Sleepy, making his top 10 list. I think I was 9th. I appreciate it, man. Much love. But I know what everybody is truly capable of, and it's way more than they're doing now. The only thing that's stopping you, the only thing that's stopping me is just the opportunity to train more. That's it. But I wonder who would take me up and say, "Hey, at least I want to apply. I want to try out. Like, can I? How do I do this?" I just wonder how many people would say, yeah, okay, let's do it. I'll move up there. I'll get a studio apartment. You pay me $1,000 a month. I'll train all the time, maybe even work a part-time job, whatever. As long as you're putting in 5-6 hours a day, and we crush the sport. Well, that sounds a little crazy, John. Why is that crazy? What's the difference? There's no difference between what Dave Spitz did at Cal Strength. There's no difference what Glenn did at Muscle Driver. Why can't we do the same now? And you know what? If there's somebody listening that's a bigwig in the sport, that's got money, that's got connections, you're a famous weightlifting coach, whatever. If this gets to you, you do it. You do it too. Let's start creating, some professional leagues around here, man. Let's pay these lifters. And then what you could do is you could actually push your true philosophy on somebody. I mean, it was going great with Carlos. Carlos was like my Donnie Schenkel. Carlos was like the young me. Carlos was like Glenn getting me. And Glenn's like, I'm going to take John and just completely take my philosophy and just dump everything onto him and Donnie and everybody there. And I'm going to show the world what my coaching can do. And, well, we all saw how that went. Glenn was a force to be reckoned with and was basically untouchable. It worked. And I want to do the same, and I was with Carlos, man, in person. Giving him the Penlay method 100%, more training. And just, you want to talk about massive, massive, massive progress and a crazy climb in the sport. Something that people haven't even seen before. Well, John, you're being pretty cocky right now. You're being a little arrogant. Okay, you could say that. I just believe in the method, which is not even mine. It's a compliment to Coach Penlay. The last thing I told Coach Penlay before he passed away on the phone, and we're talking, I think it was within 10 minutes of him dying, is I said, Coach, I'm going to keep the legacy going. I'm going to keep the Penlay method going forever, and I'm never going to change. And, of course, after that, I told him I loved him, and we had a few more deep words after that. But a big thing I wanted to let him know is we're going to continue this thing on. And, I can name other lifters, but Carlos was a big one. Of course, got sucked away from by society, and which was freaking heartbreaking. But why can't we do the same thing with people right now? I think that's exciting. Is that Pinky, baby? So, yeah, Andrew's sitting here saying, I wish I was 30 years younger. I get what you're saying, but you could do it right now, Andrew. You want to win Masters Worlds. Look at Robert O'Day. Robert O'Day's won every meet in the world besides Worlds. He's taken bronze at Worlds, silver at Worlds, but he has not won Worlds yet. So when you sit there and you look at Robert and you're like, wow, look at this guy training every day on Zoom, crushing it 6 days a week, that's what it is. It's that motivation to become champion. And you have that, Andrew. Absolutely you do. But you got to remember that, could you train more than you are now? Yes. It saddens me, the athlete abuse that so many masters go through. The potential that so many masters lifters have. And they're never able to truly practice their bravery. They're never able to truly see what they're capable of because they're held back so much in the world of weightlifting. I see it everywhere. And I see it with senior lifters too. I want you to be brave. I want you to go heavier. I want you to train more. I want you to make the program your minimum. I want you to lean into your team more, travel more, chase the atmosphere more, make less money. Who cares about your job? These are all things that I want you to do. You're not here on this planet long and then you die. Do you understand that? if you love weightlifting, love it. And let's have some fun. And, enjoy it too. That's what I want you guys to do, is enjoy it. Don't ever make it a burden. I was talking to my wife. This was one of the subjects, topics that we were talking about before the podcast, because I don't go in with the script or any topics on hand, but we always have these amazing weightlifting conversations while I'm drinking coffee, just to get the kind of the mic brewing. And it's like, back in the day, it was never a burden. Weightlifting was never a burden. Like, we always trained on Thanksgiving. We trained on Christmas. We weren't allowed to go home. We didn't travel. We didn't go to weddings. I've talked about this a lot. And Thanksgiving, Penley's birthday was on Thanksgiving. And so we always just trained, even though it was tough, we always trained with so much joy and happiness, because it's just like what we love to do. Like, you can watch some of those videos, like, even though we look miserable, because we were, we loved the misery. We loved the beating down. We love the dark orchestra, the suck of weightlifting. I love it. I went into the gym today and I was just, man, my knees are hurting. My whole body is in pain. And I'm just like, man, I just love this feeling, because it separates me from the weak. It separates from me from the normal person. I still have this chip on my shoulder as the room 2 kid, showing the world that I can do it. And any room 2 kid out there that's popping Ritalin and has ADHD and that's in the resource rooms and think they're no good and they think they're stupid. But man, you could be anything you want to be with just simple hard work. That's all it is simple hard work. And I want to continue to prove that and demonstrate that every single day. And so I go into the gym today and I just grab the bar and I just lose my mind. I was in the gym for 3 hours today. I would have been in the gym all day if I could. I got kids. I have 3 kids. I'm coaching. I have things to do. I have parent-teacher conference meetings I had with my family today. I just got back. There's things that I have to do now as a 39-year-old dad of 3 that I didn't have to, do back when I was 23. But I was just training. I remember I did the pause snatches, and then I just worked up and did the snatch. And then I went down and did like a bunch of drop snatches at 100K just to work technique. I probably did like 10 singles at 100K just to work on speed and technique. I love how people think that like my technique just comes natural. Yes, I have been gifted by God with good genetics. I won't lie. I'm a freak athlete. But man, you know how much practice I do? You know how much practice I constantly do in this sport? Do you know how many hours a night after true training was done and we were allowed to go home that me and Jess would be in the back of Cal Strength until 10 o'clock at night? There's nobody else in the gym, and we'd just be doing snatches and clean and jerks with 40 kilos to try to like find this, if you will, perfect technique that fits us. You know how many hours, how many years that we did that? You don't even want to hear about it because you don't want to know, because you don't want to do it. You just think that like, oh, John was gifted with some good athletic genetics and he had some good coaches and, he did all this, which, yes, that's true. But, you got to practice, man. You got to get in the gym and get after it. That's why these whiny weightlifters that think they're owed a national title or owed this or owed Team USA or owed bigger PRs, you're not putting enough work in. You're so busy working for the secret sauce, the secret program, the secret connection, and the secret gym environment. Who cares? It's all crap anyways. It's snatch, clean and jerk, lift the weight and shut up. Nobody cares. Oh, I don't like blocks. Who cares what you think? I don't like hangs. I don't like this complex. I don't like this. Who cares what you think? Do you know I never had an opinion once in my life in weightlifting? Where do all these athletes have all of a sudden opinions? Nobody cares. Shut up and work harder. If you're in the sport to do things that you like, you're in the wrong sport. 90% of everything in weightlifting should be stuff that you're bad at, that hurts, that you dislike. Donnie's big saying, he would always look over in the middle of training. I'm smiling ear to ear right now if you could see me. He would say it on the breaks outside at the fort. He would say it on the resting bench all the time. I hate this gosh darn sport. I hate this gosh darn sport. I mean, ask Donnie about I hate this sport. just the hatred he has to weightlifting. If you ask him right now, if you see Donnie ever in person, Donnie, John North was on a podcast saying how much you hate the sport. Is that true? Or is he just talking smack? Is he just talking out of his tushy? And he'll look right at you and say, oh, son of a bee sport. Hate it. But he loves it. He's a freaking psycho. And so am I. You love the hatred. You love the hate. You hate it. It's brutal. It's nasty, but you love it because you're a psychopath. I mean, I can't imagine Glenn walking into practice and coach being like, all right, low blocks, let's go. Oh, coach. Oh, I don't really like low blocks. I'm going to do low hangs. Oh man. So my point is, it's just, put your head down and put the work in. That's the bottom line. But yeah, it's not. It's an interesting thing. And you could probably relate to me on listening right now. It's like you in a sense you hate the sport, but you love it more. But they're the same. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe somebody on the chat can do a better job than me, but it's a tough sport. It's really hard. And if you're really training like at an elite level, you're doing the same thing every single day. And that takes a toll on you mentally. And that's why mental health is huge. You gotta stay focused. I've seen guys slip, man. Even back in my day, I won't even talk as a coach because I've seen more athletes slip mentally than I can count. But let me just kind of approach this more as an athlete. I've slipped mentally multiple times. I've seen athletes slip hard mentally in this sport. It's almost dangerous. It really is. It's almost mentally dangerous. I've seen some things in the sport as an athlete back in the day with teammates and relationships with coach and just the sport itself and bomb outs and hard meets and training and life that, it kind of reminds me of some times, and I think my wife has this on speakerphone with the kids listening, so I'm going to try to talk in code. But back in my Johnny Depp Blow days, the movie Blow, when you're up for multiple nights, you see people slip mentally. That's a scary, scary thing to see. Very scary. Oh my gosh. I still have nightmares about it to this day. And I've even had myself starting to slip some of those long nights. When you're putting days and days and days upon each other with no sleep, there's a few times where I never fully went off the deep end mentally, but I remember looking at a few of my friends at this time period of my life and being like, I'm slipping. Like I knew it was happening. I'm seeing things. I'm thinking things. I've got weird thoughts. I don't know what reality is right now, but for some reason, I'm aware enough to speak about it and like acknowledge it. That's a weird feeling. And then, they'd take me on a walk, get some water, like, whoa, maybe we need to go ahead and end this run, if you will. And the same thing with weightlifting. I've seen it too. I had the mental breakdown in Ireland. I've fully slipped in the sport, and I think some people think I might be judgmental, where it's like I might be too, hey, weightlifter, train all day and just trust your coach and be happy and put your head down. And I know that some probably people listen to me and say, wow, that's just not reality though. And you are right, because, I'm a hypocrite for sure. Everything that I yell at you to do, to a certain extent, I've done the opposite. I have slipped mentally. I've wanted to quit the sport, and have quit the sport multiple times. And back in the day, my wife would snap me out of it quickly though. I have pouted. I have walked out of the gym and got pulled back in. I have gotten angry. I can speak from experience, and this is why a lot of times, with what I say on the microphone is a lot of what to do, but also what of lot not to do. And I do have feet in both sides of those worlds. and I can be transparent enough to tell you about it. So hopefully just help you not make that same, fault. And if you do, how to get back on track and be like, okay, I'm not the only one that, has done this. Let me get back on track. And that's what I hope. Communication is king. Connecting with lifters is huge because there's not much out there to connect with. Bodybuilding, you can type in on bodybuilding and watch like just hours and hours and hours of these motivational bodybuilding videos and the struggle and hype videos and struggle videos and dark videos and push through videos and life is tough and we're going to eat this dried chicken and train all day. And these videos have millions of views. There's a billion videos like that to be inspired and to relate with these bodybuilders. That's one good thing about kind of the bodybuilding world. There's so much out there. Weightlifting just doesn't have that. I mean, of course you have Weightlifting House, Seb, what he's doing is freaking amazing. Any new lifter I talk to at a commercial gym that is interested in the sport or that has a question for me, I go, listen, first I give him my number. I say, here's my number. Stay in touch with me. I go, what I want you to go and do home is do some homework. Watch hours of Weightlifting House videos. Get to know the sport. Get to know how it's done. If you're like, wow, this is cool, I want to do it, call me. I want to help you. I can kind of lead you into how to register as a USAW athlete, etc. I'm not trying to coach them. I'm just trying to say I can help get you into the sport. So Weightlifting House, I mean, we were just talking about Sleepy and his videos. Of course, some of my videos, ATG, Max Ada's out there on the podcast, and what he's doing is amazing. And and of course we have people, Zach Tallender, we have people out there, Dave Spitz, Cal Strength, still just on top of the world on what they do. And I could go on, but it still doesn't even hold a candle to other sports out there. We have trouble sometimes connecting with weightlifters in this dark sport because a lot of what's out there are these freaks, these athletes that are hitting huge weights that you can almost can't relate to. They're mostly made lifts, gold medals, victory, and there's just not a lot of the other side of weightlifting, which is what you're looking at right now, the skeleton, is the darker side of weightlifting. And I think that when weightlifters understand that, if they can embrace this darkness, then you can climb much higher. And that's what I'm trying to do currently right now. It's tough, 5 weeks in. I'm getting to some heavy numbers, day in and day out. It's tough, man. But, we're pushing forward. We're staying consistent, and we're being brave. To go all the way back to the beginning of the podcast, it's all about being brave. And the only way to get brave is to practice bravery. You have to practice bravery, and to do that, you got to push heavy lifts. You got to build a strong relationship with 90% consistently. And anytime you have the option to strike a PR, go for it. Don't let anybody ever hold you back. If you're feeling hot, you go. You go, young man. You go, young woman. One sec. I got to let my pinkies is going crazy. Thank you, Lincoln. Holy smokes. Thank you, buddy. Love you. Oh, and that's it. Just let it rip, man. Let it rip. And that's really pretty much the show. I'll start to kind of wrap it up unless there's somebody on the chat board that wants to jump on. I got men's group here in 20 minutes. So got a little bit more time. But that's it. Be brave. Practice bravery. Also, freestyle your training. Have the philosophy of just saying, I'm just going to just train today. I'm going to do the program as almost a warm-up. And I'm going to do more. Maybe I'm going to go get some food, come back in 30 minutes, and then just completely do some snatches from the hip, some power cleans, jerks, squats. I desire you to do that. I so desire you to do that. What do you guys think about my 4 athletes, $1,000 a month idea? Do you think I could pull it off? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think there are lifters out there that will actually do it? Do you think there are? I mean, I've tried so much in person. I just can't seem to get that John North. I can't seem to get that Donnie. I can't seem to get that James Mosier. You know? I mean, shoot. I've trained a lot of cats to do really well at senior nationals, A sessions. A lot of cats at AO and Arnold, podiums, even victories. A lot of big lifts, a lot of state titles, Masters division. I mean, look, we got 3 athletes on the Triple Crown watch list right now. We got the #1 Masters team in the world. But just that 24-year-old feisty chip on the shoulder kid, you know what it is? It comes down to this. If you're willing to just live under a tree, eat McDonald's and train all day, you'll go to the Olympics. It's crazy, man. Oh my gosh, it's crazy because it's so true, and what you'll get out of it is so much. See, weightlifters have just kind of a what's in front of them. They're emotional, right? I've had people that have left me and left the team because they're emotional. They have a few bad weeks or this or that. It's not a perfect situation. I might be busy with something. I'm not getting to their video, whatever it may be, right? John North, you know, and then, you know, whatever it is, right? It's just emotional. I need something different. I need something more that's going to connect with me. And I need a personal program, a custom They're emotional. They make emotional decisions. Okay? That's the sport we live in. But let me tell you something. If you take that emotion and you harness it and you just one track everything into just being an Olympian, oh my gosh, you got yourself a dangerous cat. Chip on the shoulder. I'm going to prove the world wrong. And once you become an elite lifter and you start like winning titles and breaking records and representing Team USA and you're going for the Olympics and you're all of a sudden now your videos are popping off like crazy. You got a huge following. You're coaching. You're doing seminars. I mean, basically my journey with my wife. Now you're making tons of money. You got a whole career. You're in a whole world. And then you look back and you think, wow, I was eating McDonald's all day sleeping under a tree, or I was eating, McDonald's all day and Top Ramen. And I was in some ghetto apartment with 4 other roommates, opening up the doors at TGI Fridays till 2 a.m. part-time. And you look back and you smile and you go, wow, look at that journey. See, I could look back at my journey and look at all the different chapters that got me to where I am now and just be like, wow, what a journey. Crazy. Because I didn't care about anything else. I mean, Donnie invited me literally to go train with him at Cal Strength. I dropped out of college and quit my job. Oh, wait, you did that when you got offered by Dave Spitz? When he gave you that big check and said, welcome to the team? No, Donnie said to me, John, will you train with me at Cal Strength? Be there at 2, what was it, babe? 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'll meet you at the In-N-Out Burger. I dropped out of college and quit my job the same day just to train with Donnie. 1 session. The job wouldn't let me go. I wasn't that crazy. I was like, hey, I need this time off. They said no, so I quit. I was like, screw school, I'm out of here. And then after that training session, he just said, okay, I'll see you back tomorrow. I'm like, phew. I never told him though. He said, see you tomorrow. I still have a chip on my shoulder. Who's this? Golden Hyperion? Chase the Wolf. There it is. Look at these comments coming in. Well, good. Use the chip. Let's go. And then Donnie, I never forget. Oh my gosh, if my wife's listening. I'll see you back tomorrow, brother. I'm like, oh my gosh, brother. We live 3 hours away. Or what is it, 2.5? San Ramon to Sacramento. Oh, there he is. Harley Burke. Good to have you on, brother. Good, yeah. Use that chip. Use that chip, baby. I like that. gotta have it, man. That's one thing I'm missing these days. You know, but we're gonna get there. But I look over at Jess. I just said, oh my gosh, man, I don't even know how we're getting home tonight. This little Dodge Neon. We got no gas money. We're dead broke. Man, we somehow get home, go out, gather up bottles for change, get some gas money. But like, oh my gosh, we got to go back to San Ramon tomorrow. Then somehow we get to San Ramon, train for hours and hours and hours, breaking us down. Dave Spitz just killing my soul. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Wow, man. What are we going to do? But the question was never like what to do. The question was, I'll be there. You know, that's why some nights we just stayed there. They didn't even realize we're down at the parking lot at the local grocery store, just waiting for the next day. You think I care? You know, I wanted to be champion so bad. It didn't matter. Nothing else mattered. People get pulled away by so many different things. They get pulled away. You know, I mean, that's one thing I was good at. You know, I might not be the strongest cat in the world, but I was really good at just being crazy. I was being a psychopath. I'm going to be right here every single day, and that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to freaking sleep in my car. I'll sleep in the parking lot. I don't care. I'll eat McDonald's every day. I'll eat Wonder Bread all day, and I'll just train. And whatever Donnie says, whatever Dave Spitz says, I'll do. I made that up in my mind. And that was the same philosophy even before Donnie invited me to Cal Strength. When I used to paint my face and throw chairs and slam bars and put HF on my cheek and go crazy. I mean, I got kicked out of the gym at Hassle Free for punching a guy. A freaking wild man. Well, John North's a little crazy. Abso-freaking-lutely, I was crazy. I still am crazy. But if you think I'm crazy now, you have no idea the craziness I was back then. What's your point, John? Why are you telling us this? Because I want you to be crazy. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? I want you to be more crazy. Stop people-pleasing. Do you understand me, listener? That's all you do. You people please. I wonder how that person thinks of my training right now. I wonder how, if I'm upsetting that person by slamming the bar. I hope the gym owner likes me. I, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Stop living comfortably and stop people pleasing. Be crazy. Now, okay, if you have a family, you got a kid, but you're still kind of young. You know, I think of Harley Burke here. He's got a baby boy. I get it. You can't just live in a parking lot. But guess what? Be more crazy. That's good advice. I think Harley would admit. By the way, me and Harley had a really long conversation on the phone the other day. And let's just put it this way. We love each other. Harley Burke, I love you. And that's that. It was a good talk. Man to man. Head to head. Amazing. That's how it should be. But be more crazy. Get out there. Let it rip. Go nuts. Stop holding yourself back. Love you too, bro. Thank you, Harley. Thank you, man. I really do love you, man. We're gonna get to the Olympics. We're gonna do this. I've said it since day one. More, everything. More Wonder Bread, more protein, more energy drinks, more sessions, more squats per day, more sessions per week, more calories, more sleep, more milk, more stretching, more hot baths, just more everything. If you just take what you're doing now, look at it, and just say, how could I be crazier? I mean, these are the people that think I'm crazy. There's people out there that take 1 scoop of protein. They get their protein powder, and they put 1 scoop in the milk, and they stir it up. I'm counting my calories. What? You know, what are you doing? You're putting a scoop of protein in your milk? Brother, I put in like 10. I put in 4, 5, 6, 7. My thing is like a milkshake. I'm eating bricks of butter. I'll never forget the time Donnie looked at me. He's like, these kids don't eat these days. Just takes butter, so eat the whole brick. Eat the whole brick of butter. I'll eat all day. Man, I'm getting feisty just talking about it. Because what we're missing in the sport of weightlifting is more craziness. And that's what I want from you, listener. And that's what I want from me. That's what I want from me. I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world. Don't forget that, by the way. I could be more crazy. I'm talking to myself. Everything I'm telling you not to do, I've done. So don't think I'm not a hypocrite. I am far from perfect. Just like I told Harley on the phone, I am far from perfect. But I try, and I hope I'm being motivational now to you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at us as a group, myself as well. It's like a pastor saying, you're sinners. And of course, the pastor has to look back at him and say, and me too. It's the same thing with training. Be crazier, and me too. And that's what we're going to be doing. So let's all come together, and let's push the chips in. Let's have fun. Let's love it, baby. Let's love it. Get a little wild. Freestyle it. Have fun. Do more. And enjoy the suck. Because it's weightlifting, and that's what we're doing. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys back. What a great podcast. And I will keep you guys posted. Any ideas you guys have, help me on this 4-athlete, a K a month. I don't know what you want to call it. Experiment. Move out here. And see if we can get maybe some chip on the shoulder 22-year-olds to come out here and be like, yeah, I'm in. Let's go. I'll help you. Harley knows I ain't lying. He came out, stayed with me in Prineville, Oregon, set him up, helped him out. You know? And Harley's the one guy that took me up, by the way. I will say, Harley's like, I'll take him up. And freaking he moved out. It was great. It was great. I just, we need more of that. Well, we got Aaron Huss on here. Red Circle, love your life or change it. Let's go. He's got your backs. Let's go. Come on, baby. That's true. Yeah. Me and Harley had a good conversation. We'll just leave it there. I don't need to put the details out there, but we came head to head, and the hatchets buried. A lot of things were said. Apologies were made on my end as well, big time. And just man to man, talked it out. And I wish that for some other people too. 21 years in the game, there's a lot of emotions, and it's always good just to sit down with somebody and talk things out. We're all in this together, not just weightlifting, but in life. None of us are perfect. It's an emotional sport. We got testosterone, we got adrenaline. We're warriors. We're warriors. And sometimes it can be difficult to control some emotions. And I am the perfect example of how to do that well and how to not do that well. Let's put it that way. Okay? So Attitude Nation, salute. And we'll see you guys back. Salute. God bless.